Hey everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And this is Story Spark.
Hey, welcome to Story Spark, where we spark your story. So, Joe, I was thinking maybe we could, that one thing, shoot, I don't really know of anything to talk about today. You got anything?
I got nothing.
Well, thanks for watching Story Spark, everybody. We have no idea what to talk about. Come back next time and hopefully we'll have something to say.
Have a gas leak and not die from a gas leak.
I'm glad you asked, Jeff.
Yep.
See, what had happened was we have a lot of kids at our house. We don't have any kids,
Yes.
but we watch a lot of kids.
There's so many children.
You see kids?
Yeah, so we've got just my beloved Rachel. I love her so much. We just have so many kids because she's like a nanny. So we have sometimes 5, 6, 7 kids under 5 at a time, and we think that one of them maybe like bumped the dial on our gas range. So our roommate had made some kind of meal, and we thought, oh man, like she made some stinky onions and it's really stinking up the house. And so we're just like thinking that that's going to subside in a little bit. That's at like 8:00 p.m. on like a Friday night. By like 10 p.m., I get a text from Rachel because, you know, in the same house, she never comes and talks to me. She just wants to text me, even though we're mere feet away from each other.
Oh, yeah, and their place is not large.
No, it's tiny. So she texts me. She says, hey, I smell like a gas smell. Can you check the grill outside to make sure that like everything's good with that? You shut the gas off? I said, yeah, I mean, that's weird. So I go outside, check the grill. It's cool. I come back inside, say, you have nothing to worry about. Grill's off. It's not a big deal. She says, okay. There you go. And so I think, okay, weird. So we're still smelling like the onion smell in the house. Again, I'm thinking, man, these are some stinky ass onions.
She cooked onions or ate onions?
She makes all sorts of weird stuff, but we had just assumed she had just made a meal with like chicken, onions, all sorts of stuff. And so we just assumed that like, oh man, she really like whatever onions she got, really stinky stuff. And so she said, Rachel says, okay, like it smells like gas. I say, no, I checked the grill. Gas is fine. So I go back into my office. It's like 10 o'clock at night at this point. We're just doing our thing. We sleep there throughout the entire night. We get up, we go out to like go to the grocery store or something. We still wake up. We're like, oh man, like it's weird. The house still smells like onions.
Oh,
like it's really getting stinky in the house. Like what kind of onions did this chick make? This is crazy. I go to the bathroom all the way on the other side. I can smell it in the bathroom. I'm like, holy crap. I got a kind of a headache too, man. These onions are giving me a bit of a headache. And so finally we leave. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning at this point. We leave for like an hour to go to the grocery store. Come back at about noon. Walk inside the house and we think, oh man, it's gotten stinkier now. This is crazy. So I'm going around sniffing because we think, okay, obviously like the garbage smells, like there's something that's been left out. There's something wrong. So we're walking around. She's smelling things. I'm smelling things that shouldn't be smelled, mind you, just to find this fucking smell. We hear the garage door open up. Our roommate.
Now it's PG-13.
Yeah.
You can say it one time.
Okay. Our roommate walks in. And she says, oh man, like it smells really bad in here. We said, well, yeah, we thought that, you know, the onions that you made for dinner last night, we just thought they were really weird onions and they smell bad. She says, I didn't make any onions. There are no onions that have ever been in this house in the past 24 hours. And so we thought, oh no. So in our smelling, I smell by the grill and I think, oh man, the grill smells. That's what it is. And I see the little dial that's just ever so gas coming off. So then of course I think, oh man, the gas is coming out. I turn off the gas knob. We open all the windows and doors. Ray's like, oh man, like I've got a headache here. I just need to make my coffee and then we just need to like scoot someplace. So she makes her like espresso right beside the stove. We're like flipping lights on, all sorts of stuff. In our haste, our roommate again checks. She's like, oh man, like what does one do for a gas leak? Like we haven't experienced that before. So she Googles on the phone, and the first thing it says immediately is it says if your range is leaking, do not turn off the dial. That could set a spark. Do not open any garage doors or take time to open any windows or doors. That will delay your evacuation. Do not use any electronic devices. She made a espresso right beside the stove. And she was about to light a candle. The only reason she didn't is because our lighter was out of oil.
Oh, God. So how do you turn off the thing if you don't turn the knob off?
I don't know. Like,
You have to go turn
Well,
the gas
there's a
on?
main valve.
yeah,
cut
there's a
off.
main valve. Like, I guess.
Well, this is a public service announcement.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Like for anybody who
Yeah, because whenever, but
Has
the
some
thing
gas
is though,
stuff.
for PSA folks, well, if you do have to cut off your main valve, you cannot turn it back on until you have the gas company. They have to be the one to come out and turn it back on.
man,
Wow.
I've got.
Dead serious on that one.
We had to have the gas company come over, and we were just hanging out in the driveway.
You don't have, with having propane, you don't have any detectors in the house? Because we have them. I've got one on each floor.
So here's the deal. We have a bunch of detectors in the house.
Oh, they're in the house.
Yeah, they say like CO2, smoke, whatnot. They didn't go off or anything, so I don't know if they're just like dead or whatnot. Although we had the gas company guy come over, and he has this big meter. He's walking around, and he's like, boop, 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 boop. He goes into like the living room, and it's just like, boop, 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 boop. He's like, oh yeah, here's your gas in here. He like goes over by the stove, and he's like, it's like this meter's going crazy. And then and I kid you not, he goes over to the stove. The meter's going. He's like, And then he flips on the gas. He goes on, off, on, off, on, off. I go, ah! Am I dead? No. He's like, nah, you're good. Like, normally we only have a big issue of 20% of the atmosphere in your house is gas. This is saying like it's 0.5%. You're fine.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
So we said, okay.
Not dead.
Man. But
Not dead yet.
we slept in a house with a gas leak for like 8 hours. That had already been having gas leaked into it for several hours before that.
Hooray.
With children. We had kids that had us slept over with their tiny ass lungs. Just like,
You're horrible.
I know, damn, man. So the fact that I'm here is a miracle.